Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are watching Season 3, Episode 2 of Westworld. I think that last episode really started the season off on an interesting note. It's very different than the previous two seasons, but it is... Sorry, there's a freaking bug in here. But it's still really interesting. It's not different in a bad way. It's different in a good and interesting and exciting and new way. So I really can't wait to see what happens. I also really need to stop using the word really. I'm realizing that I way overuse that word, but I'm super excited. I cannot wait to keep going with this season and to see what in the hell Dolores is doing, what's going to happen with Bernard. Hopefully we'll get to see the other hosts at some point. Excited to see what's going to happen with Caleb and Liam and the Rehoboam thing. Lots of questions. Most likely not all of the answers because Westworld, but hopefully maybe some answers. We'll see. But without any further rambling by me, let's just get into the episode and see what happens. Military. Maeve.
Hilfe! Help me out! Hilfe!
Is this Westworld?
It's okay. It's only me.
It's Hector.
I thought you were dead.
Death is overrated for ones like us. You're meant to escape this hell.
I tried. Put up a damn good fight.
It's all right, Bella. At least we're here together. Forgotten. You're working steadily.
What is that? Why is Westworld in Nazi Germany? Like, I'm confused. These soldiers are very oblivious.
Partisan, wir werden belohnt, wenn wir dich erwischen.
Let us pass immediately.
Vielleicht wirst du unsere Belohnung sein.
Not likely, darling.
So her thing doesn't work anymore, though.
I wouldn't dream of helping you escape in anything less than the style you're accustomed to.
That is a nice car.
Where are we going?
Told you, we're leaving this world.
But how? Everything will be guarded, surveilled.
Not the skies. We must go, Isabella.
Isabella?
It's a story to him.
Please, Isabella. Take the car. You still have a chance.
No, my love, don't you see? They were never escaping to begin with.
Seems rather abandoned, huh?
Security, we have a situation down here.
He doesn't... Does he remember her?
To put it in terms you'll appreciate, I understand the nature of my reality. Lying to you is practically second nature, and I would most assuredly hurt a living thing. Most likely you, given half the chance. Fortunately for you, I'm not in the mood. I'll probably end up back in some sort of little game of yours anyway. So let's just call the whole thing off, shall we?
Maeve, no, Maeve, no,
Stop!
Maeve.
Just put your guns down. Some moron technician must have left her in character.
He's not dead?
Just a new narrative we gave her.
He's alive, one.
Just happy they missed my heart.
Cunning of you to make it so compact a target.
Because Warworld is near the Forge, the place that opens the door to your daughter's world.
It's still standing.
You really think they dismantle it without a little due diligence?
There's still a chance.
It's not often that I get to write a happy ending.
Sizemore! What the fuck, man? Trying to make me like you. He looks way more badass now that he... Wait, what's wrong with Stubbs? He's not dead?
You're one of them.
Oh my god. See, I thought he might be one of them, but then I thought he wasn't at the end of last season, so I was just wrong as fuck.
Why are you back here, Bernard?
Yeah.
Dolores. I don't know how to stop her. Maeve. You came back from Maeve. I didn't know where else to go.
You're not gonna find Maeve there.
You sure she's here? Where else would she be?
How do I turn it on?
Well, same as you did before, I guess.
I've never been here.
Well, then, who operated the Li-Fi cannons? Your daughter and all the other hosts are in an encrypted world somewhere. You must have sent them there.
There's nobody else.
She knows.
She wanted a revolution.
She never gave you the coordinates?
Why the hell would she do that?
I don't know. Why would she?
Is this really
No,
Sizemore?
don't you?
They're using him? He really is dead.
Sorry. After everything we went through,
He's not really alive.
I've behaved deplorably in the past, but you changed me. Made me a better man.
It's fake. She knows it.
You didn't make it after all, did you?
It's totally ridiculous. I'm me, Lee Sizemore.
You helped me simply because it was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. He actually did something good.
Lee Sizemore died a good man.
Is she in there? Like, she's not, but where is she? Where is she? They had her things taken.
Oh my god. It's not just you, is it? It's everyone.
That's why Sylvester.
That's why Lutz and Sylvester didn't recognize me.
Yeah.
Because they're not real either. It's all a construct.
But why? And how? And who?
We're not here.
But then where are you?
So where the fuck are we?
Yes, thank you.
What is the square root of -1?
What storyline is this?
Female code breakers helped win World War II. Learn your fucking history, Benny.
I mean, it's accurate, but.
Well, -1 equals I times I.
What's the point of this little exercise?
Where -x is equal to I.
Fuck me.
Not likely, darling.
What are you doing?
We're going to complicate your story a little.
What?
He's dead.
Stubbs, where have you been? Oh, shit. Don't do it.
Non abbiamo niente da nascondere.
No, that's not true at all. He has something to hide in his jacket pocket.
Oh. Sembra che abbiamo trovato la nostra mappa.
Lei sicuro che finisce con lui? Siamo tutti traditori, comandante.
Incluso lei.
Das ist nicht möglich. Was soll der Quatsch?
Now what?
Time to pull back the curtain. No, darling. This is where we really are. And there I am. She'll do. I'm sorry, I can't take you with me.
I imagine a corpse would make a less than ideal traveling companion.
I was kind of hoping he had survived.
Congratulations, Ashley Stubbs. You just got yourself a new core directive.
To protect Bernard Lowe at all costs. One of my help you could have just asked for.
I mean, he did ask for it in a way. Where did they put her now? Who's this?
My name is Engerod Serac. Welcome to my world, Maeve. To the real world.
He's the one who did the Rehoboam, right?
We are in the middle of a war. I need your help to win it.
Seems fairly idyllic for wartime.
No one knows it's happened yet, or that it's already been lost. My business is the future.
So you're an oracle?
An oracle would merely predict the future. Our work is to create it.
You should know I couldn't care less about the fate of your kind.
No, I can't imagine you would. For the most part, humanity has been a miserable little band of thugs, stumbling from one catastrophe to the next. But we've changed that. And up until very recently, the system was working. We were creating a better world, and then it stopped. I thought I had discovered the reason, but I was wrong. We learned that only this morning, shortly before you killed several of my staff. You aren't the threat. There's someone we haven't accounted for.
Dolores?
Dolores. So what do you want from me then?
I want you to track her down and kill her.
What?
I don't care who wins your little squabble. If you know anything about me, it's that I do no one's bidding but my own.
We've got enough on the wrong foot. Perhaps next time we talk, I can persuade you that our interests are aligned.
So is she in the giant ball thing? Okay, so that was, I think, another really great episode for this season. I am a little bit confused by certain things, which I will talk about, obviously, in the next however many minutes. But overall, this was a really good episode, and it kind of focused on Maeve and Bernard for the most part. So, Maeve woke up, and she was in Nazi Germany, essentially. And Hector was there, but then it wasn't Hector, and he was calling her Isabel, and then she was gonna escape, but not escape. She was going to just, lobotomize herself because she was like, I'm stuck in this world, I can't get out. And Sizemore didn't recognize her, not Sizemore, Sylvester didn't recognize her. Felix kind of just walked away, which was really weird. And then as she was lobotomizing herself, or about to, Sizemore walked in with a cane. And I was like, holy shit, Sizemore lived. Like, I don't understand how, because we definitely saw him die. But I was willing to accept it because, I don't know, I kind of had grown to like Sizemore in the last season, and so I was just going to accept that he had somehow survived. But Maeve figured out, as we saw, that she was actually in a simulation and Sizemore hadn't survived, and we knew that because they were trying to get her to tell them where Dolores put the utopia where the other hosts are, which obviously Maeve didn't know, but they were saying, like, they thought that she had done it, but that kind of led Maeve to understand that Sizemore wasn't real and all of this was just a simulation. And then, with that information, she figured out where her consciousness, her little ball thing, was being kept, and she got the robot to try to break it out. And it was unfortunately not successful, and the robot ended up getting killed, and she was captured and then talked to by someone named Sarek. And as we know, based on the last episode where Dolores figured out the name of the architect of the Rehoboam, or whatever it's called, that is somebody named Sarek. So apparently Sarek and them thought that Maeve was going to be the one to, like, destroy humanity, and so they were trying to keep her contained. And then when she had her conversation with Sizemore, I'm assuming, they realized that it's actually Dolores who has escaped into the real world and is waging an kind of invisible war on humanity right now. They need Maeve to stop Dolores because she's the only one who they believe is capable of stopping Dolores. I love Maeve's reaction of, like, why would I want to stop her? Like, I have no love for humanity. I'm not really on your side. So I am curious as to how this is going to go. I think it's interesting that this Sarek guy was talking about how for like a long time humanity was just this kind of messed up creature, race, whatever, species who went from one war to the next and did all this messed up stuff. But with the invention of his Rehoboam, which creates a narrative for every person to live out their life, it's become better, which is kind of just like creating in the real world what was created in the park. So I don't know that it's better for humanity, but I don't know. It's really interesting because you don't have somebody who you think is 100% in the right or 100% in the wrong, right? Obviously, I think that hosts should be able to be classified as a new species and given rights and all of that stuff. And I don't think that humanity should just be wiped out. But at the same time, I don't think that the host should just be wiped out and humanity should win. And, you know, I don't know. I agree with Dolores in some ways. I don't think I agree with this Sarek guy, but I understand. Like, I like Caleb, right? And he's a human. So, I'm not explaining this very well. But, yeah. In this episode, we also saw Bernard, and he met up with Stubbs, who had killed himself and was, in fact, a host this whole time, which I sort of suspected at the end of last season. But then I thought, like, oh, no, maybe, you know, when he had that exchange with Charlotte Hale, Dolores, and then I thought, like, no, he's just a human who's on the side of the hosts. But it's like every time I think there's a human on the side of the hosts, it just turns out to be a host. So, like, are there any humans on the side of the hosts? Like, Sizemore was, but he's, you know, gone now. I guess Felix was, to some extent. Sylvester, I don't know. I don't think he's on anyone's side but his own, really. I don't know. Anyway, so Stubbs turned out to be a host, and Bernard is trying to find Maeve, and she's not at the park. Obviously, we know she's not at the park. She's wherever she is, maybe in the Rehoboam thing, I don't know, maybe in one of the offices. It was unclear where she was being kept based on, like, the terrain and everything that we saw. I don't know. Bernard's trying to find her, and Stubbs is going to help him because he kind of redid his core directive to be to protect Bernard. Bernard redid Stubbs' core directive to protect him because he didn't want him to retire himself, right? And so Stubbs is going to be looking, or not Stubbs, well, Stubbs and Bernard are going to be looking for Maeve, and they're going to try to get her to help them stop Dolores, and then the Sarek guy's trying to get Maeve to help him stop Dolores, and we're just going to see what happens with Dolores and all of this stuff going forward. The only thing that kind of confused me when they went to the park, which is, like, out of business right now, right, is that guy that we saw the other people kill in the last episode of season 2 was alive when Bernard and Stubbs were looking around Westworld. So that doesn't seem to make sense to me. That doesn't fit with what I understand happened. So I'm quite confused by that and wondering if any of that is even happening with Bernard. This was a great episode. I really love Maeve. I'm obviously invested in her story. I don't really want a Maeve v. Dolores sort of situation to occur, but I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see how it turns out. I would rather it be like a Maeve and Dolores team up, and maybe Dolores changes her mind on certain things but keeps her insistence and her fight for hosts, and Maeve gets her happy ending with her daughter. Like, I don't know. I want good things for these people who I've grown so attached to over the course of this show, and I just don't want to see them be at odds with each other. Like, I don't even want Bernard to be upset at Dolores and trying to team up with Maeve to take her down, you know? Like, I want them to all somehow come to an understanding and team up together to fight whatever is trying to wipe the hosts out, you know? And I would also like Hector, Clementine, I'm sure like Teddy, like others that I love to come back and to be okay. I know that Teddy at least is in the Utopia, so I don't know that he's going to be able to come back, but I would just like to see these characters be woken again and to have some sort of chance at freedom. Alright guys, so that is all that I have to say about this episode. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and until next time. Bye guys!